the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
There's a term lying flat that's being thrown around, and it basically means, and this is a movement, we know that people aren't that keen to come into work anymore since COVID. I think, Tommy, we're slowly getting a few more back in the building here at Nova.
Yeah, 5 days a week for most people here.
Yeah, well, that's great news. And on level 3, we've had 3 or 4 brand new vending machines put in to entice the staff.
Working hard.
My muscle chef.
Are they working?
Working hard. They're working hard.
Well,
hardly working.
we're still getting some toast, Vegemite. What else do we get in there? We're getting the toasties. Are toasties still free here at Nova?
Yeah, still free, and the little bags of Smith's chips and some cupcakes.
Yeah, and don't forget the Garlo's
pies, mate.
You
Love
can have
Garlo's.
a sausage roll at 9:15 if you feel
Any
like
time of day you want. How good is that? There's even a sign that says when they'll be ready too.
Daryl Braithwaite performing horses on a Friday is good for me in the office. I love that.
Yeah, I mean,
and I know it costs the company quite a bit, but it just gets everyone up.
We booked him for a year, every Friday. Good luck, Daryl. This term, lying flat, means basically we're not interested. This is sort of the 30 and below. We're not interested in joining a workforce where we're going to spend 30 years plus dedicating our life to somebody else's business. We want the freedom to do what we want, when we want, and if there's a bit of work in it, then yeah, I'll get involved.
Actually, do you know what? This is an interesting conversation. I've been having it with my best mate. He's a national sales manager, right? Makes the company a lot of money, Kate. And he's been there for quite a while. Asked for a pay rise, got knocked back. And I went, what you need to do, you need to find out how much money you're bringing in for that company and then get a percentage of that.
Yeah.
He goes, I know, mate, but it's too hard. And, I've got a good relationship with the boss. But I said, I think the boss has taken the POSS out of you here.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You've been doing this job for so long and you've built that company up. You deserve a cut of that.
Yeah, and also I think that in this day and age, loyalty, it should be, if that person is turning up day in, day out, and as you said, has worked for them for a long time, it'd be nice to think that doesn't go unnoticed.
And the other thing is too, I think in workplaces, like any relationship, it has to work for everybody. So if you've got your mate Fitzy who's disgruntled because he doesn't feel he's being paid enough, then he's got to have that conversation with the boss. And I think there needs to be a bit of a balance here. Because this isn't working for me anymore. Because turkey, give me more cash.
The next step is the old, all right, well, I might go and have a look around.
Yeah.
Just to see what their reaction is, Kate.
But then they can say that too. Well, if you won't do it, somebody else will.
And it works because we say it to Tom at 9 a.m. every morning and he goes, what, you're going to get someone else? No, guys, I will get that guest on for you.
Yeah, and he'll go and get us something from the vending machine. Do you know what? There's a lot of you see it on TikTok a little bit too, right? On the talk, where you have people and they're going,
this is you. You're the only one on TikTok in the team.
Yeah.
Jess loves TikTok.
Am I on TikTok? I don't know. Some people send it to me and then I happen to be able to watch a TikTok, but I don't think I'm subscribed.
You should
have to ask you're not on TikTok.
You should put your video of the Anzac biscuits on TikTok. That would roar. People would go, oh my God, Kate Ritchie.
Jay, I hope you're listening.
Biscuit Queen. But do you know what? On TikTok, they've got these people and they get this like an American voiceover. And he goes, why would you work in a dead-end job for 50 years to put a meal on the table, and at the end of 50 years you still don't have anything? It's like, oh my God, he's so true. Why do we work month to month to put a meal on the table?
But don't you get, isn't it about, it's about the journey, not just the destination, guys?
At the end of it, you're going to be broke anyway.
But don't you get value? Don't you get...
To survive, what if you weren't working? How are you eating?
No, that's not the point. The point is he's saying, why wouldn't you follow your dream instead of working for the man?
What's your dream?
So why wouldn't you give your dream a go, knowing that it could be something that could actually put the meal on the table and that you might actually enjoy?
Yeah, but it's risk, isn't it?
That's
it's
the thing.
when people
to take the risk,
get to a point in their life and they're married with children and a mortgage and school fees and swimming lessons and life and food and etc. Like, taking a risk is even riskier than when you're 22 and you're kind of footloose and fancy
like
free.
the American voiceover says, and then you wake up in a bed of regret.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I've
because-
I've got to get on
You've got to get
TikTok.
on
This sounds
TikTok.
amazing.
So uplifting.
And then he finishes by going, "Give me one margarita, Gunnar." So all the...
Why? Did we do this whole story just so you could sing one margarita?
Do you know what? I've only just got up with Brother Ooh.
I don't even know what that is. Is someone going to explain that to me?
Get on
Well-
TikTok, mate, or get out. It's as simple as that.
Oh,
It's
okay,
really
cool guy.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Certain reasons you get hired for a job. Maybe you got hired, but you're not the best person for the job. I found a bit of a loophole about how you can get any job you want, which is great news. I'll tell you more in 10 minutes' time.
Owning a van, well, I mean, it's good. I mean, obviously, larger families have bigger cars to transport their kids, but when you have a van for work or something like that, I think in a friendship group it's the worst because you know what? All your mates want to borrow it.
Yeah.
I've got to go pick up a couch. Can I borrow your van?
Oh, I'm moving house, mate. Can I steal your van for a night?
Yeah.
So in our friendship group, it's Coops, right? Coops has got a van. He's got two larger vans, so they do sort of.
What kind of is it? A nice van? Nice van? Moving vans?
It's a great van, Cooper and Co. And what they do, Kate, they basically will do your house up before you sell it, right? So they've got a huge warehouse full of furniture.
Oh, hired furniture. Yep.
So they just have to fill up the vans all the time to go and do people's houses up before they sell them.
Yep.
You know that my wife, she buys a lot of clothes from op shops, and my mum and her, then they sell it. We had to get the NRMA to come out because she's absolutely drained the battery. So the first time she's borrowed the van, Mum and BJ did a market, right? And they had the sliding door open the whole time, which left the light on. So for the whole day at the markets, the light's on, Kate. They go to start it up to take it home and it's not starting.
Oh, that's not good at the end of a long day.
No.
The battery was fine. The starter motor was stuffed. So BJ stuffed that first of all. Last night, she said to Lee, and I said, oh, you've already stuffed up with Coops.
Yeah.
Maybe give it a bit before you ask again. She said, no, I need to go pick up something from Bunnings and it won't fit in the back of our car.
Yeah, Bella's booming.
She gets on to Coops. Coops goes, yeah, that's fine, BJ. No worries, borrow it. She said, oh, can I take the dog with me? She goes to Bunnings. She leaves Beastie in the van, Kate. Now, Beastie...
Oh, no.
Hopefully with the windows down.
It's a different environment for Beastie. He's never been in the van before, and he gets a little bit nervous. And then two words that you never want to hear when someone borrows your car is anal glands.
Okay.
I didn't know what you were going to say.
Oh, you never... Normally the two words are, thanks, mate. But the two words are different today. They're anal glands.
So if anyone's had a dog that has had problems with anal glands, you will know that this is the worst smell.
Can you explain, Ryan James, for the non-dog owners?
So dogs have these glands at the back that... They build up, right? And it's basically, Kate, to get rid of these, you've got to go to the vet, and the vet basically has to...
What?
Drain them.
You have to drain them, and it is the worst smell
does it
you
hurt,
could
Tommy?
ever think of.
No, I've always been sedated, so yeah.
So is the doctor.
So everyone in the room was sedated by the end.
So
of it.
what? These
I
glands...
don't get it. Are they on the inside or the outside? Are you talking about testicles?
Hemorrhoids?
They're on the inside. Well, you know what? It's similar to a hemorrhoid, but you can drain them and get rid of them, and they're gone, but then they build up again. So when dogs get really nervous, Kate, unfortunately they leak.
Oh.
So it's leaked all into the van, and you cannot get rid of the smell.
Just from around the anals.
It
So
comes
now-
out the bottom. Comes out the
Coops
bottom, leaks out.
has
comes
to
out the
go to
bottom.
work today,
Leaky bum.
and it smells like a teenage boy's bedroom. It's out of control.
Could you
It's worse
imagine,
than that.
right? Could you imagine then, he's got his furniture, Coops is someone's hired Coops and Co, and they want the furniture, the new couch in the living room, and maybe a throw to go over the back of the couch, and it just stinks of dog anal?
It is the worst smell. Did you
Thank
break
you for
something
that.
that you borrowed? Shana, what did you borrow from a friend and break?
I actually borrowed my boyfriend's car at the time, said I needed it for a couple of minutes, lied about how long I needed it for because he'd be at work,
Yeah.
and I hit a pothole going down the highway in Armidale to Tamworth, and I blew 3 tyres. Three! And didn't know how to change them myself, had no one else to call, so I had to call him crying.
You said you were going to have it for a few minutes, but you were on your way from Armadale to Tamworth.
Yes. Yeah, I was like, I just need to duck down somewhere. It'll only be a few minutes. It was not a few minutes.
That's a whole nother photo. Have you blown more than one tyre? I mean, that's
honestly.
extraordinary.
Yeah, not a very good one, but it is one.
Really good topic.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
The good news is, Jess, if we can kick off a bit of love, Kate Ritchie has been on a date. This story disguised as one of her friends. Yeah, I got a friend. I got a mate who did that as well.
So where did
You're not
you
gonna believe what
guys
my
go?
mate did.
No, it was my friend. I knew you would do this. I wasn't
my
even...
friend.
What did you wear, Kate? What were you wearing?
Well, I was wearing my flannelette pyjamas at home while my friend was texting me about this disaster date. Okay.
All right.
Now, don't do this because I knew if I brought a dating story to the show, you would try and dress it up like it was my date.
All right, what's Julie done?
Okay. All right. Disaster dates and get involved. You'll know why this date was a disaster in just a minute. But 13, 24, 10 if the date went horribly wrong. Okay. This friend of mine went on a date on Saturday night. Now, the thing is, she's already had dates with this person. In fact, she's dated this person before.
And she likes him?
Yeah. They spent... You know,
It's a seagull that's come into the studio.
it's because you've got me on high. I feel
You're nervous about revealing too much, aren't you?
I'm super highly vigilant. This is me being vigilant, worrying about what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So, my friend goes on this date. She's gone out with this person in the past.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, do you want to go out? Do you want to go and have some dinner?"
He's from the mafia.
No.
What is he? What has he
you to
been
go into
punching a
town.
few bongs? Has he?
I want you to go into town.
He's like, we should get some dinner. But
Okay.
I know what my friend's like. She wants to go for dinner, but she's not going to let him book. So she decides where they're going, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
they
Fair
happen
call.
to be in Brisbane.
Yep, power play.
So she's like, "Oh, well, I'll book," because she's the foodie. She wants to make sure that they're going to go and have something.
Okay.
Nice. Anyway, so it's booked.
Red Rooster.
Yes. Speaking of Red Rooster,
No, go stay on the story.
joking. No, you're not going to believe this. I had
Okay, mate.
a warm chicken roll from Red
All right,
Rooster on the weekend.
What a segue.
Can we just stick to the story, please?
Yes.
Don't worry about the hot chicken roll.
Okay, but how good are they?
Yeah.
Not enough mayonnaise, I have to say.
Side note, go
Amazing.
on.
Okay, anyway, okay. So she's booked the restaurant. He is going to drive. Now, the fact that you need to know that they've been out on dates before, you need to know that because the conversation in the car on the way there is a conversation between two people who know each other
Yeah,
quite
sure,
well.
sure.
So the whole way that his car's a bit stinky at the moment, like it must be letting off like a fumy smell back into the car through the
Okay.
aircon. So they know each other so well. So the whole way on the date, every time there's this whiff of the smell, he says to her, "Did you just fart?" Like that's the kind of level of
Funny, yeah. So they're
Just-
comfortable, aren't they?
yeah.
I label it banter. And
It
it's
is.
and it's
That's
great.
great.
And it's
It's
brilliant because it's almost like you like that you know each other that well. Well,
yeah,
my friend
funny.
liked that they knew each other so well, but is also shocked that he would say the word fart when they're
yeah,
meant to be
laughter.
doing like the date thing. Anyway, they have dinner. Lovely. He's doing this cute thing where he goes and opens the door for her and all that. Like, cause they're very conscious that it's kind of awkward because they're going back over old ground.
Sure.
Yeah.
So they go and have this amazing dinner, beautiful dinner, right? And then they go back to the car, right? Anyway, they get in the car and they start driving. And he does the joke again. He does the joke of now this story's maybe
This
not
is good.
great, but maybe I'm not retelling it the way that she told it to be.
Keep going, mate. Back yourself.
He does the old
Did you fart?
"Oh, did you fart?" or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh my
Banter.
god, you're doing
I
the
label
thing."
it banter.
And then she goes, And she seriously at that point thinks that maybe she did.
And she didn't know.
No, maybe she did. Maybe she was, at that point of the date, she was just feeling so happy and relaxed. That maybe she did. She knows she didn't. She doesn't do that stuff. She never has.
No.
Anyway,
Girls don't. Yeah.
and then she could smell the distinct smell of dog poo. Right? And then she has that tiny, because she's a thinker, like that. She goes from the did I fart to the
Did I
oh my God,
step?
his breath is rank. There's like two things. Because maybe she's thinking the dog, because sometimes breath can smell like dog poo.
Can I?
Don't you reckon?
Why'd you point at me?
I'm just doing the show.
Cool.
I'm doing like the magic
Wiggles,
fingers,
yeah.
the wiggles. It's because I'm nervous and I'm actually quite sweaty in my boiler suit. Anyway, because it's dark, they've been on this date at night. She has walked. He didn't do the car. He didn't open the door for her to get in the car. She has, in the time that they've been at the restaurant, someone has walked their dog past the car, let the dog crap on the lawn outside her door. So she's on this date. They're trying to have this wonderful time. She treads in the biggest, stinky, hottest, freshest, steaming piece of dog poo in her Chanel sandals.
Oh, my God. You do not need that in the Chanels.
She's got identical ones to me.
Oh, but yours are fake. Yours are from Cabramatta Markets.
And because he is such a wimpy thing, he's like, "Ugh." You know those people who can't smell it.
Oh, no.
So they're pulling over. He's saying to her, God, I wish you'd just been letting Fluffy off the chain rather than treading in dog in my car. So they pulled up 100 metres down the road.
Throw the
She's
Chanels.
trying to scrape
the poo off the Chanels.
with the wood chip from the garden from the car dealership. She's trying to get the dog poo off the bottom of her lovely sandals. Then he makes her put those sandals in. He's standing at the back of the car with the boot open and where you put that spare tyre thing. Put your shoes in there.
Just the boot,
She's like, no, it's not the boot. It's where the tyre thing is.
Yeah.
Put them in there. She's like, they're not going in there. He goes, yes, they
Yes,
are.
they are. They stink.
Anyway,
Oh, my
that was the
God.
disaster date.
And did they go home and everything was okay after that, or did something else stink?
Will it survive?
The date stunk.
Will it survive?
The what? The shoes?
not
the
the
relationship.
She's not worried about that. She's not worried about the relationship. It's not a relationship. It was just catching up after a long time.
Sounds very
I
intimate.
thought they sounded like they were into each other.
Well, they are. You know what? If you can get through someone fluffing in the car on the way to the date and then dog poo at the end of it, you're meant to be.
Not knowing whether you farted is my mate.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.